we started finding when we started actually doing the research through some of the scholarly volumes, and there are some very good ones, is that we didn't know our own military story despite 30 years in the armed forces. We had been told from the time that we were in accession training that women only served in support and administrative roles, that women were allowed to join the armed forces. I object to the word allowed. We were not allowed. We took what we wanted. And an example of that is Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, a trained physician and surgeon who at the beginning of the Civil War went to Washington, D.C. and demanded a spot with the Army as an Army contract surgeon. She was turned away. She didn't care. She went on to the Indiana Hospital in Washington, D.C. and made herself one of the 2 surgeons treating the wounded. She went out to the Battle of Fredericksburg to help evacuate wounded there. And then she went down to Chickamauga, again as a volunteer, and so impressed the Assistant Surgeon General of the Army that he did give her a commission in an Ohio regiment. She made her own uniform with, shockingly, a pair of bloomers under a shortened skirt, and went down to North Georgia, where not only was she treating civilians across Confederate lines, she was also conducting some espionage missions for the Union Army in the process. She was captured by Confederate forces and taken to the infamous Libby prison in Richmond, Virginia, and eventually was traded for a male Confederate surgeon in a prisoner of war exchange. However, the conditions at Libby were so bad that she suffered from malnutrition and from eye damage because of the gas lining in the prison, and she was never able to perform surgery again. She was awarded the Medal of Honor, which at the time had different criteria for being awarded than it does now. 2 years before her death, Congress rescinded about 900 of those Medals of Honor, including hers. She refused to give it back and wore it until she died. Nobody allowed Mary Edwards Walker to do anything.